coming at you live from WBGR Studio. No BS, no holds barred sports talk show is back in the building right now. We got my mans, Mr. Unregulated, back on the show.
What's
As
up,
always, D.
What is it now, Shane?
Man, you know, this has been such a wild ride. It's been really, really interesting because I already told y'all today I was going to have something for y'all because I know y'all been kind of waiting. You know, I've been talking about it all week. So, that number to call is going to be 301-429-9247. That's going to be the number to call. Or you can just comment on Facebook under the No BS page, and also WBGRSports.com. Also, WBGR Sports Network on Facebook. Now, ladies and gents, I got a special guest who couldn't be in the studio today due to scheduling reasons, but y'all know him, my man, Alon Tez Fox. Tez,
what it do?
What's up, baby?
Everybody, what's going on?
All right. So, Tez, we're just going to jump right into it, my brother. So, you got a fight coming up in a couple of weeks. And last time you and I talked, when you was actually here in the studio, you know, your arm was bionic. You know, you had that robotic arm back then. Now, things have changed. So, I saw your surgery that you posted on Facebook. So you had your surgery done and all that good stuff. And now that you're back, it's here's the thing. What I can say is this. How are you feeling, and are you ready to jump back in the ring?
I'm definitely ready to jump back in the ring. I need to shake some cobwebs out, I guess, but I'm ready. Yeah, nah.
So,
Sorry about that, guys. Having a little business.
Mr. Fox, how's your training going on? How many hours a day are you training?
We train from anywhere from more likely it's like 4 to 5 hours a day. And, you know, between running and working with my dad, we got a new midman in there now. Sometimes it's 2 times a day when I go to Strength and Distance with D'Angelo Kennard over there with Advanced Performance and Bowie. I level up, but man, you know, we put a lot of work in, so most times it's about 4 to 5 hours a day.
Okay, so are you training for a specific opponent yet?
Nah, I'm just
So this is somewhat like a tune-up fight for you.
Yeah, it's a tune-up, and you know, just get my feet wet again, making sure we still got it, I guess, you know.
Oh man,
they actually haven't approved an opponent for me as of yet, but soon, hopefully.
Oh man, the whole DMV is behind you, so you got it. When you step in that ring, man, just think about the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia area. We behind you.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I'm hoping I see all the faces out there to support too.
Exactly.
No doubt. You want to tell the people exactly where the match is going to take place?
All right, so the match is going to be September 22nd at Bowie State University at the A.C. Jordan Arena. So it's really, really, really local. If you're in the area at all that day, it would be amazing if you could show up and show love. Fight started. I think the first fight is at 7.
All right. So here's the thing. Now, the last fight you fought, Demetrius Andre. You know, obviously that fight didn't go well for you. My question to you is this: since you're getting back in the ring, you're gonna have to fight a bunch of guys. Do you want to see that dude as a dude again, so that way you could show everybody that it shouldn't have went that way?
Without a doubt. I mean, you know, for me, if this could have been my next fight, Demetrius Andre, I'd have taken it. You know, but you see, he's about to fight Billy Joe Saunders, and I mean, when you look back at the fight, what I realized is, I mean, I did hurt my arm, but I feel like, you know, opportunity was lost because the next fight I might have been fighting Billy Joe Saunders, you know, for a world title, you know. So, yeah, I definitely need to see this guy again. I don't care how his fight with Billy Joe Saunders goes. I want to see him again.
Okay, now the question is, does he know that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he probably does. I posted on several social medias that, about my arm, about the fight and everything. I mean, I'm pretty sure he could tell. Matter of fact, I know for a fact his dad could tell, because he talked about it. He talked about it when I was leaving out after the fight, going to getting into the ambulance. He was like, man, what happened, man? Your shoulder? I was like, yeah, my shoulder's been pain a lot. And then, he's like, yeah, I can kind of tell. So I'm like, I don't think he feels his win wasn't hard fought and well earned, but I mean, it is what it is. When you got a dude with one arm, it's a big difference, especially at the weight, especially coming up in the weight class. And I don't take it too hard. As I look back on that, I do realize Demetrius Andre is a two-time world champion coming up to the weight class that I was in, but still, I don't feel like it was anything I hadn't seen before.
I'm gonna say this. I mean, we know the situation with your arm, and you still went to a decision with this guy. A two-time champ. That says a lot. I mean, he couldn't put you away. So imagine if when you get the second chance. I mean, him knowing that, is he gonna run from you? I mean, I know you have a neutral respect for him, but I mean, the fight game. Let's just keep it real. Is he gonna run?
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. You said one more time.
I said, I know you have a neutral respect for him, knowing that you took him the distance with one arm. Will he give you the opportunity to fight him again, or is he going to run? With
the politics in Boston, I mean, it would be, I think, in his best interest to not fight me immediately again. Not give me the opportunity. But I mean, at one point in time, as long as I keep winning, and if I win in a impressive fashion, and Alvarez in the ranks, he'll have to fight me. That's the goal now. Now it's every fight needs to be impressive, and not only impressive, it needs to look good. It needs to boost my ranking up there to get that shot again. You know what I mean? So like I said, no matter how his fight goes with Joe Saunders, I mean, I think I have an opportunity to see him again.
Right. Now you're in the middleweight division, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, what other belts or what other matches or opponents are you looking at?
Well, I look at the Charlo. I mean, of course, we're looking at all the belts, of course. But like Charlo or Danny Jacobs, I mean, Danny Jacobs, I respect Danny Jacobs and Andre Rozier as a team, but I mean, only goes so far. I still would like to fight that duo just based upon that. I know they are good. I know they do have a good dynamic.
Right.
The Charlos, I think we talked to Ronnie Shields at one point in time. The funny thing is, Ronnie Shields actually said, "Man, no, I wouldn't put either one of my twins in the fight in the ring with him." That tall dude. But I mean, that may have changed now. Of course, I love to fight Canelo. I love to fight Triple G. At 60, I think Danny Jacobs is about to fight Sergey Derevyanchenko. I would love to fight Sergey Derevyanchenko, and that's another person under. He was under Andre Rozier. I don't know if he is anymore, but another person I would love to fight at 160.
Man, I hope you get these opportunities, get these shots, man, because I can't wait to see you in the ring again.
Most definitely. I can't wait to see me in there either.
Yeah.
Now, since you decided to bring up Triple G, Triple G and Alvarez, their fight is next week. If you had to choose which one of those fighters to win that fight, who you think's gonna win that?
So when the first fight came around, I chose Canelo Alvarez. I said, man, he's probably gonna be too strong. I don't think Triple G has been hit by a person like this. I think he's gonna dominate him, right? Within those first 3 rounds, what I felt like was prediction. I felt like was coming true. I was like, man, yeah, he is. He's kind of outclassing him, like I thought it would be. Later on down the line, and basically after the 3rd round, it just changed to a whole different fight. So the last 3 rounds, Canelo came on again. So I feel like to say the first fight I picked Canelo. I think I'm gonna go with Triple G in this last fight. I mean, I don't think Triple G is overly talented or just super sharp or anything. I just think he's efficient. I mean, he has weapons. He knows what to use, when to use it, and he just sticks with those things. It's like I don't know if you remember the Titans when Coach Boone with Denzel Washington was like, it's like Novocaine. We just give it time, it's gonna work. That's kind of how Triple G is. It's like he's like Novocaine. I'm gonna keep coming forward. I'm gonna take the punches. I'm gonna put on my jab here, and you probably won't be able to take it. And that's what's been the case.
Well, here's the thing. So right now, you're 23-1-1, and then you talked about the Charlo brothers, and I already know how Charlo is because I've seen him fight. He's a pretty decent fighter. Now, do you see yourself fighting him within your next 3, maybe 4 fights?
I could say no. I'll argue no. I'd love to, but no, I could say probably not. It probably wouldn't be. It probably would be. So let's say within these next 2 years, like 2020, I may have 4 to 5 fights. The 5th fight maybe could be him. I mean, it could be the 3rd or 4th fight. But I'm thinking more like the 5th fight. I'm thinking people would dance around that. I think right now I'm on a proving ground. Now it's like, was it his arm or was it him? So now, and shout out to my team because my advisor Mike Morale, he has the connection. He makes it happen. If we want it to happen, he can make it happen. I love that about him. But I don't know that for my 3rd or 4th fight, I might be there, but it could happen. But more likely, like 5th fight, something like that.
So it seems like to me you got a lot of work to do between now and 2020 in order to even have an opportunity just to have a shot at these guys.
Right.
Well, let me ask you this because it's been on my mind all week long. So, your boy Outlaw, he's 5-0.
Yes, he is.
He's 5-0. He's from the area too. Right now, I just want to, because I gotta hear this. Are you arguably the best fighter in this area outside of him and Gervonta Davis? Because Gervonta Davis is from Baltimore, Maryland. Like, out of all these guys, do you feel like you're the best fighter in this area?
I mean, the clear answer to who was probably the best would be Jarrett Hurd. Swift Jarrett Hurd. You definitely can't forget about him. I think, without question, he's probably the best in the area, especially visually. Aesthetically, you got 3 belts actually, two world championships and 1 more belt. I can't really. He's a unified world champion. He defended his belt. I can't even, begin to even knock him. And Gervonta is a former world champion, so I don't. In that pecking order, I think I might fall. I can say I fall 3rd.
You say you fall 3rd, my man.
Yeah, I definitely fall 3rd. Based on accomplishments, based on where I've been, as opposed to somebody like Greg Outlaw. And don't get me wrong, Greg Outlaw is a very sharp fighter. He's out of our gym. He's coming out of our gym. He's coming out of our stable. He's come a long way from the amateurs and from being that little guy that we remember. But if we got to talk about the compliments and who's probably sharper, it'd probably be me. Me is 3rd.
Okay, so then let me hit you with this last question, just because I know the audience is gonna want to see. For the future, what can we expect from you on September? Is it in late September when you finally know who you're gonna fight? What can we expect from Alantez Fox in that fight?
Expect the show. You gonna see a show the entire time, man. It's gonna be, me outclassing the guy, me outboxing the guy, and possibly me finishing the guy. I'm here to handle business, and make my mark. And we're gonna have to climb and claw our way back to the top. And I'm willing to get down to the trenches and do that.
So are you saying that you're gonna be looking to knock this guy out?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, stoppages and knockouts, man. Just take my time, and wait for them to come. They can't come. They're there. I feel like I had the power to do it. I just gotta translate that.
Go ahead and predict the round for us.
So I think we might fight 8. I mean, I think I can say 5 or 6.
5 or 6?
6. Let's say 6.
Now, this is the question that the whole DMV, the world, want to know, and I want you to do it right here on the No BS show. Triple G, do you want him?
Of course, without question.
So
to be the best, you got to fight the best.
Right. So Triple G, if you watching, if you know Triple G, give him that message from Mr. Fox. He wants him. Let's get it.
Fox, as always, it's always great to talk to you, brother. Thank you for calling into the show, man. And you already know you and I talk, so we'll talk soon, all right?
No, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate all the exposure, man. I want to say shout out to my team, Dream Team Boxing over there, man. Sports Performance. Gibson Sports Performance. That's what works with Greg Outlaw. And Greg Outlaw, Mark Duncan, and Showtime Tax Busy. We all the team. It's all the family, And I want everybody to go and follow me on social media at Slyza Fox, SLYAZAFOX. Drop that Fox emoji.
Yes. Make sure you follow this, man, and save it the date, y'all. September 22nd. We in there.
Still got tickets, y'all. Come on through.
Yes.
Yeah, get those tickets.
Yes.
And follow. if you think these fast, you don't want to see those.
Let's go.
Bow.
Thanks again, man.
I appreciate y'all.
All right.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to actually take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have some NFL for you guys. So don't go anywhere in the No BS show.
Right back.
When's the last time someone said thanks for checking over your shoulder before changing lanes? Or gave you a pat on the back for sticking to the speed limit? Or a thumbs up for not tailgating? Probably never. Which is too bad, considering safe drivers make the roads safer for everyone. That's why Allstate appreciates safe drivers like no one else. And they show it by saving you 45% or more, along with giving you safe driving bonus checks, deductible rewards, and extra discounts with the DriveWise app. So the next time you come to a complete stop in an intersection, ask yourself, why haven't I switched to Allstate?
The Brandeo Insurance Group, your local DMV Allstate agent, can help you save 45% or more for driving safely. Call him at 410-424-0844 and get a quote today.
It pays to drive safely. Call a local Allstate agent today and find out how you can save 45% or more. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Brother.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Who was this guy, Billy Joe Saunders? He got the
Yo, my stuff is moving, man. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Look. NFL. Week 1. We're gonna be picking some games. We're gonna be talking about these games, y'all, because it's gonna get real fun, real interesting, and it's gonna get real dirty. I don't know if you guys saw the game that I saw last night, but let's go ahead and talk about that first before we even get to where we're gonna run down our picks. D, please tell me you saw that game last night.
I watched most of that game. I didn't see the ending. I was kind of surprised.
You didn't want to see the ending.
Was it controversial?
You didn't want to see the ending. All I got to say is Matt Ryan, he's a bum.
Yeah, he's a bum. He didn't look good, but
he's a bum.
I'm also concerned about the coaching though, because from when I was watching I watched the first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And it seems like Julio Jones was doing what he wanted to do, and it seems like Freeman and what's the other, Coleman.
Kevin Coleman, yeah.
It seems like they were able to run when they wanted to run. So I said, okay, well they got this game in hand. How did they lose the game?
Honestly, it's very simple because I was able to watch the whole game in its entirety. The problem is The Eagles defense made stops when they needed to make stops. And the Falcons offensive line didn't do a good job of protecting Matt Ryan. Like, it makes no sense to me that this team has arguably one of the best defensive lines in football. What bothers me even more is the fact that not only that, I know they had to watch the Super Bowl the same as you and I did. If the Patriots offensive line can hold them to one sack, which happened to be the strip sack that ended the game, that told people this is how the Patriots exposed the Eagles in the Super Bowl. The defense was not that good. To me, it's still not that good. It's only good because that D line is able to rotate. Their linebackers are not athletic. They're not good, but they're good enough where they can make their tackles. Their DBs are okay. Jalen Mills, I'm not so sure about him. I don't like the kid too much. He's all right, but he gets beat like he stole something all the time. And then the only good guy in the secondary is Malcolm Jenkins, but Malcolm Jenkins been in this league for forever. So, I mean, he's been in the league for years. I remember him back in the Ohio State days, back when they had as a head coach Jim Tressel, because he's a Jim Tressel guy. So I remember him from back in those days. So I knew how good Malcolm Jenkins was. But what people need to understand about that game last night, Matt Ryan, you had one job. You had one job. All you had to do was put the ball in the right spot for Julio to come down with 2 feet in the end zone, and he would have did it. Because this time, like last night's game reminded me of the playoff game last year. Julio again. Julio's in the end zone. Throw the ball to him. Now that time that was on Julio. Julio didn't catch the ball. That was his fault. This time it wasn't his fault. This time it was Matt Ryan's fault because he had one job and he couldn't even do that. Couldn't even do that.
Don't sound good.
No.
Doesn't sound good. But it sounds like they had a game that they had wrapped up or that they should have won.
Yeah.
But came up short.
Well, because Julio, when he caught the ball, you got to remember there's no force out in the NFL anymore, and he literally got forced out by Ronald Darby on the coverage. So, and it really was kind of sad because it was just like there is no reason why this is happening. This is no reason why, and it's really quite frustrating because it's just like this was a really good football team, and I thought for sure the Falcons could have beat them. I thought it could have went through, but obviously that was not the case. And unfortunately, there was nothing anybody could do about it. So, what can you do? It's life.
It was a pretty good game. It was a pretty entertaining game. Actually, the first half, I watched the first half with my son, and we focused on Fletcher Cox.
Right.
And, I mean, this guy is a man amongst high schoolers.
Right.
He's dominant. This guy's dominant. And also shout out to our homie McLeod. He had a terrific game yesterday as well.
Well, look, here's the thing. I think the Eagles are a good football team. I think that they're a team that, even with Nick Foles, they're still pretty decent. They're still pretty good. However, after what I saw last night, if you're going to tell me that this team is going to go back to the Super Bowl, you are sadly mistaken. They're not going back. Yeah, there's no way they can go back. Now, after that lackluster performance I saw last night, honestly, they can't go up against a team that got a high-powered offense. They can't. Because last night, the Falcons were moving the ball. They couldn't stop Julio. So they ain't going to be able to stop no team that actually is a quarterback and got receivers. So that's why it's going to be like, you sure you guys want to go into next week with that performance I saw? Y'all sure y'all want to do that? Okay. If you do, by all means. I will be the first to concede on the show that the Eagles are a good football team. I just think that these guys are just not that good this year. They're just not. And then with the fact that Michael Bennett, he's already upset with the fact that he's got to come off the bench. Don't think it's a good idea. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to give the Eagles that much props. I mean, saying that they're a good football team, I'm going to hold judgment on that. But I'm going to say they got a good defense.
Yes.
They have a really good defense. The offense didn't show me anything to be excited about last night.
Now, and what's really even more sad is, this team, you can see how they move without Carson Wentz. With Carson Wentz, I would have considered him an elite football team because Carson Wentz definitely would have had MVP last year had he not got hurt. But he got hurt. It is what it is. He's supposed to be getting cleared sometime this week. So we're going to see what happens with that. But at the end of the day, this is the personnel you have. And Nelson Aguilar, he did pretty well last night. I mean, he did. They had no Alshon Jeffrey last night, so, I mean, they did pretty well without him. But at the end of the day, the issue I see is the Falcons are really missing Kyle Shanahan. It's very obvious that without Kyle Shanahan, their offense is not good. The defense was there. It looked like, I have to give it to the Falcons defense. Like, it mind-boggled me how that team held Philly to 18 points. They held them to 18 points, but it just obviously wasn't enough for them to, stop Philly completely. But they held them to 18 points. And I said to people, I'm like, here's the issue that I've been watching with that whole game. They had guys going down left and right. I mean, they look like as a Desmond Trufant got hurt. Neal, their strong safety, he got hurt. Their other safety over the top got hurt. Then Alfred, he was in and out, and then Deion Jones, one of their best linebackers, he was in and out as well. And they were still able to put a stuffing on that offense. And Vic Beasley, where in the world are you? Because I didn't see 44 last night. Did you?
Did he play?
I don't know. I don't think he played. But I don't know.
It's tough. It's hard to say this, and it's going to be tough for the Philly fans this year. You came out with a win last night, but you really didn't look good on offense. And then with your quarterback coming back within the next 3 weeks or so,
right?
How is that going to disrupt the team? I mean, let's keep in mind that he's not a veteran quarterback yet. So this may be one of those seasons that Philadelphia only win 6 or 7 games.
I don't think it's gonna be that low, but I do believe they're gonna win at least. I think they're gonna win at least 10 games. They'll win 10 games, go 10-6, because I think the team that's gonna be a little bit stronger this year, I think is gonna be the New York Giants. I think the Giants are gonna be a little bit stronger this year because I have to see what Saquon Barkley does in his first game. Now, if in his first game he get 150 yards, I'm like, all right,
150. I thought you was gonna say 230.
Nah, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna go that far. I'm not that crazy. But folks, we're gonna get right into the picks. So we already talked about the Eagles and Falcons. The Falcons already lost clearly, 18-12 bums. Anyway, but one of the games that I really want to focus on right up here is going to be that Giants and Jaguars game. The reason why I want to focus in on that game because obviously Pat Shurmur is the new head coach for the New York Giants. The Jaguars is in there as well with Doug Marrone, and they had a top four defense last year with the same personnel coming back. So my prediction for that game, because I'm not sold on the Giants yet. I'm actually going to pick Jaguars to win 34-20 in that game.
I'm gonna pick Jacksonville to win. I don't think the score will be that high. I think it's going to be probably around. I'm going to say 17-14. Jacksonville.
Did you not see what the Jaguars did to the poor Ravens, and they have a much better defense than the Giants?
When did they do it?
They did that last year.
Exactly.
So, they're gonna run all over them.
I don't. That was last year. This is the first game of the season. So I mean, I don't expect them to come out and put up 30 points.
Who gonna stop Leonard Fournette? Because we all know that Giants team ain't got no linebackers.
Well, the Giants are they're predicting the Giants to actually win the division. If a lot of people are picking the Giants.
For what? How, with who? How?
I don't.
How?
I mean,
Who,
Vegas.
How they gonna win the division? With who?
Vegas
Who?
laid the odds.
Who?
Vegas laid the odds. I don't know.
I'm sure Vegas did lay the odds, and I think Vegas is smoking a little bit too much stuff out there. Let's just say that. There's no way you could tell me that the New York Giants are going to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's just not going to happen. First off, their division. Let's be honest. The Eagles are going to be way too strong. I don't think they're going to beat the Eagles at all, especially when Carson Wentz come back. Because I'm sorry, to me, that dude is just a bigger Aaron Rodgers. Bigger.
Well, you know, I'm a hold judgment on that because I mean he has to prove it to me. I mean he went through a one half of the season, or just a little bit over half of the season last year, but we got to keep in mind he's young. You know, these defensive has
He had a really good rookie year.
Yeah.
Not to mention he had a really good second year. Should have had MVP. But,
I don't know about that. I just think that these defensive coordinators, you know, knowing what his success level was at an early stage in his career, I mean, I think that you know you have to give these defensive coordinators some type of respect or some credit to say, okay, well we figured him out a little bit. When he comes back, this is what we're gonna do to him. This is what he's strong at. This is what he's not strong at. And then you got to consider the fact that he's coming back off an injury, which is going to take him. It's going to take him a couple of games to get into game shape. It's going to take him a couple of games to get his confidence back. I mean, I just don't think the Eagles. I think the Eagles they're in bad shape this year. It's a bad situation for them.
I get what you're saying, and I'm still telling you the Eagles are gonna win that division, if not win the whole entire NFC. Carson Wentz, when he comes back, if he comes back firing the way he was firing last year, and if his legs is not bad, like his knees is actually pretty good, and he's able to run back and forth, have fun trying to stop that team. But I'm just saying. That's why I don't think the Giants could win the division. But anyways, the Jaguars.
Let's remember this because I'm picking Jacksonville.
All right. So, all right. So picking Jacksonville. You and I pick Jacksonville.
17-14.
All right. Saints Bucks. Who you got?
Well, I mean, there's no way I'm going to go against Drew Brees.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, there's no way.
I mean, not to mention Jameis Winston suspended for 3 games, so there's no discussion there. Not to mention Mike Evans is hurt, so that's not gonna help them either. You know, he's been in and out, and they ain't got no defense. So, Saints, I got them 42-20.
42-20.
42-20.
I think Breeze can possibly put up 42 points. I think the game will be out of hand in the fourth quarter. So I think they would be in control of the game with probably 27-3. So I'll give them 30-3, 30-10 would be the final score.
Oh man. Well, either way, we both saying they're getting smashed, so it don't matter. Ravens and Bills. I actually think that one's gonna be pretty good. I normally would not say this. I'm gonna pick the underdog because I probably shouldn't, but I know I'm probably gonna end up being wrong. I'm gonna pick the Bills in this one.
You know what, Shane? I thought hard about this, and I would pick the Ravens because the Ravens should beat the Bills. Mm-hmm. However, you know, in order for me to stay consistent with my predictions on previous shows, I'm going to have to go against the Ravens and say that they get upset by the Bills this week.
Yeah, me too. I smell the upset. I think the Bills actually got something there. LaShawn McCoy's going to have something to prove. And on top of that defense is actually pretty decent. The Bills' defense is they're not a bunch of bums. Yeah. So I think they're actually going to be pretty solid. Plus, Kelvin Benjamin, he's going to be looking at the ball out, especially since he called out, you know, Tyrod Taylor, and then he's going to call out Cam Newton. So I want to see what he does this year. I think that game is going to end 22-19. That's what I think.
That's a tough one. I mean, in order for the Bills to win, it's even going to be. I don't think that they will control the game. So it's going to be a last second score, or the Bills will probably blow them out. So, I mean, if you have to choose between, if it's going to be a really bad day for the Ravens and the Bills beat them by 2 touchdowns or more, or will this be a sloppy game where both teams don't seem like they're ready or prepared, but the Bills get that last score, whether it's a fourth quarter drive or whether it's a field goal. You know, so I'm gonna stay with the Bills, and I'm gonna say that this is gonna be a nasty game. I'm gonna say this score is going to be 12-9.
Ooh, not low scoring. All right, Patriots Texans.
Just because my co-host here and the millions of you out there are Patriot fans because they have all of that jewelry, I'm going to go against the Patriots in week 1. And I'm going to say the Texans defeat the Patriots. I'm not going to give them 2 touchdowns. I'm going to say by 10 points. They're going to beat the Patriots by 10 points. And what's going to happen, it's going to stir up so much controversy. It's Tom Brady's time over with. What needs to happen to get the Patriots back to how we know the Patriots is dominating teams and controlling the game? This may be the year that the Patriots have to really, really start to rebuild and rethink, how the season is going to play out. Because this game 1 right here I think this is going to tell a lot. And I'm sorry, Texans. I'm going with the Texans this year. I mean, this game. I'm sorry.
Look, I'm just saying. I'm gonna go with my Pats, and he's talking crazy. So I don't know who this man is over here, but that this is why we call him Mr. Unregulated. So I'm just gonna say it like this. I'm going with New England. I'm not gonna pick. I'm not even crazy enough to even do that. I'm definitely gonna pick New England, and that score is gonna be tight though, because Texans. If everybody remembers from last season, the Texans gave us some real problems, especially with Deshaun Watson coming out firing. He actually almost came this close to beating Tom Brady, and we only won that game by 3, only because Brandon Cooks happened to be wide open in the back of the end zone. And if we didn't throw out that pass, we'd have been talking about the Texans actually beating New England. New England being 12-4 going into the Super Bowl. So that's just what it is. But what I got is this. I got New England winning 34-27. I think it's going to be a pretty high scoring game, but I think that Tom Terrific is going to be Tom Terrific in the last 2 minutes of the game.
You know what? We agree on something. That 27 will be the score. That's what New England will have.
Sure.
New England will have 27.
But
the Texans are going to have 28. 28-27 Texans.
Woo! Well, you on that good stuff over there. Vikings.
I want to share it. Can I share it with you?
Vikings 49ers.
Oh man, the storyline with this game here is Kirk Cousins and Shanahan. Now, who is Kirk Cousins? We're going to find out today. I mean, we're going to find out this week in week 1. If Kirk Cousins can come out and be the quarterback that the Vikings think he is, then I'll look at Kirk a little differently. But going up against his former coach, you will tend to think that his coach knows the weaknesses of Kirk Cousins.
You would think.
So I'm going to go with the coaching side of it this week, because you can prepare to disrupt an offense, And I don't put Kirk Cousins as an elite quarterback. He's not a Brett Favre. You knock him down, he gets back up and throws a bomb. So, with this game, I'm definitely going to go with the 49ers, especially with the season that they had, the late part of the season last year. I think the momentum is with the 49ers, and I think the NFL world will begin to see that the Redskins, did themselves a good deed by letting this man walk.
This is going to be hard for me to pick. I'm not going to lie, because when I saw Jimmy Garoppolo in the latter part of last season, Jimmy Garoppolo not only brought that team to winning, but he beat that Jacksonville Jaguars team that was the number 1 defense last year and dropped like 44 points on them. So that kind of scares me. But I feel like the Vikings are going to overwhelm them because the problem is they got a better quarterback this year. Case Keenum was okay, but Kirk Cousins is just better. They got Stephon Diggs. They got Adam Thielen, who I think is one of the baddest receivers in the game today. That boy is fast, he's big, and he can catch. He got hands for days. And then on defense, I mean, gosh, like, who don't they have on defense? So, if I had to choose, I'm going to go with the Vikings. And I think that one is going to go down. This one's going to be funny. I think it's going to go down 38-28.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is how I see it. I see the score 17-20. 2 minutes to go in the game. Kirk Cousins driving. The score will end 17-20. 49ers win.
Woo! All right. All right, so now we're about to run through these quick ones.
That one got you shook up, huh?
Yeah, I was just like, We're gonna start going through the rest of these on what I like to call quick time, folks. So, Dolphins, Titans, who you got?
Titans.
Woo! Score?
Don't have a score.
Oh, dang. Titans, I got Titans winning that one 24-17. Colts, Bengals.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to go with the Bengals on that one. There's no way the Colts are going to have the firepower to beat the Bengals. Bengals is winning probably is going to be 28-17. Simple as that. Browns, Steelers. I've been waiting to talk about that one.
Steelers by 20.
Woo! You are disrespectful.
They need to be disrespected.
I think the Browns are going to get the upset. They're going to get their first win.
Hold up. The stuff that I got over here that I wanted to share with you, it's not better than what you got. Give me some of what you got.
The Browns are going to get their first win. Baker Mayfield ain't going to play. I think Tyrod Taylor's going to throw up bombs to Josh Gordon all day long. That score is going to be 28-24. Steelers are going to lose their first game because I'm sorry, I don't think Le'Veon Bell going to be playing week 1, so it don't even matter. There it is.
You know what? I really, to be honest with you, I really don't care who plays week 1 with the Steelers. Just the Cleveland Browns playing them, the colors. I just don't. I don't think the Steelers respect them. They're gonna stomp all over them.
Yeah, sure. Chargers, Chiefs.
I'm going with the Chiefs.
I gotta go with the Chargers. That defense is just gonna be overwhelming. You got Corey Liuget. You got all these guys on defense. I mean, look at Joe. I mean, you got Joey Bosa. You got Melvin Ingram. I mean, and then their corners, Casey Hayward, and then they just picked up Delvin James at the safety position. They got Trey. I mean, I don't even know. You know what? Chargers. I had the Chargers winning that one, 24-17. That's what I got.
16-13 Chiefs.
Woo! Broncos, Seahawks.
This is a hard one. I really don't know. I have to. Are they in Denver?
Nah, they're in Seattle.
Well,
it's kind of hard to play in Seattle.
Yeah. Well, I want to go with Seattle, but I'm gonna go with the Broncos. I respect the Broncos a little bit more than I respect Seattle. Overall.
I gotta go with Seattle because Seattle. I'm sorry, they got a top 5 quarterback. They got Russell Wilson. I mean, for the past 3 years, this man's had 4,000-yard seasons with 30+ touchdowns. I think Seattle's still gonna do what they do. But I don't think that this season is going to be that great for them. I think they're probably going to finish like 9-7 in my opinion. But I honestly think that Seattle's going to win this first game. But they're probably not going to win it in the fashion they think they're going to win it. I think it's going to be low scoring, 16-10 Seahawks.
Yeah, I don't have a score for that game. I just can't figure that one out.
Okay. Panthers, Cowboys.
Well, I think the Panthers will beat the Cowboys, and I think that they're going to beat them, and not having much of a problem beating them. They should win by 10 points or better.
I got Panthers winning that one. There's no way that the Cowboys are going to beat that defensive firepower. That's just what it is. Panthers are going to win 31-24. Cardinals, Skins.
Now, the Cardinals, that's a bird.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the things that can shoot a bird down is what?
Arrows.
Redskins by 3.
There it is. I got the Skins winning that one as well. I think that They have the Cardinals got too many problems at quarterback. I don't trust that team. They do. They got too many problems at quarterback, and then not to mention Redskins. They at least got is a legitimate quarterback in Alex Smith. I got Skins winning that one. Is it 23-14?
So you like Alex Smith?
Oh yeah.
Hey, well, you know what? I'm gonna send this offer to you one time, Shane, and one time only. There's still a little bit of room on the bus. If you want to come to the nation, the Redskin Nation, you can do it now.
Nope, I'm good.
This your last chance.
I got 5 rings, bro. I don't care. All right, Packers Bears Sunday night too, in Chicago.
I'm a soldier. I'm a real soldier. But this ain't the '80s. They ain't got Wilbur Marshall and Singletary. I'm going with the Packers.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Packers too. There's no way to the Bears. I don't care if they got Khalil Mack. That don't mean nothing to me.
But they got the quarterback. I mean,
They ain't got no quarterback.
Yeah.
Who's Trubisky?
Yeah, I mean,
It sounds like a cookie. Lions Jets. Now, mind you, Matt Patricia's the head coach now, and then they just picked up LeGarrette Blount.
well, this is hard. It depends on where are they playing at. I mean, because
They're playing in New York, but let's be honest, Matt Patricia knows that team better than anybody. So
I'm going to go with the Jets. I'm gonna go with the Jets at home, and they're probably winning on a last second field goal or something like that. But it'll be a close game.
okay, Lions. I'm not gonna bet against Matt Patricia. Lions are gonna win this one, 24-14. Raiders, Rams. I don't even know what. Matter of fact, it shouldn't even be a discussion to me. I already know who I'm picking. So
Man, 2 thoughts came to my head when you said that. The first thing was I feel like a song came and said "Stand up," and then I thought about pulling my cap down like Ice Cube.
yeah,
I'm going with the Raiders.
Rams.
Well, the Rams have high-powered offense, but I mean,
Did you forget who's on that defense? Did you forget about Aaron Donald and Dominican Sue and that other DN they have? Not to mention, they just added a linebacker and they got Akeem Talib. They got LaMarcus Joyner. That defense is too set, and they got Brandon Cooks on offense.
you know what? That all sounds good, but the bottom line is this: when I look at certain things and the game, the game seems to be pretty evenly matched to me.
It ain't evenly matched. What is it a match? The Raiders ain't got no defense.
This the one thing they do got.
Who?
They got black and silver, and when you the LA Rams, and you really haven't won nothing in a long time, all you see is black and silver. That's intimidating.
Well,
That is intimidating.
yeah, ain't nobody worried about the Raiders.
Okay, watch this one here, and we're gonna revisit this. Raiders by 7. A full touchdown.
Okay. I think the Rams are going to dog smash them.
Really?
Yeah, they're about to dog smash them. I think the score is going to be really high. I think it's going to be something like 52-27. They're going to get dogs. The Raiders don't know it yet. They're about to get dog smashed.
Mama Cheryl, somebody got to be keeping this because we're gonna have to revisit this. We got some big differences here.
In the interest of time, folks, we're just going to go on and talk about college football really quick. There's only 3 games that really comes to my mind right now this week, and what I want to say is about college football. It's honestly very simple. Ohio State won first game.
They did. They didn't only win. They destroyed the
They
people.
destroyed.
They
But
destroyed them.
Maryland won too.
Maryland did win.
I told you they was going to win. You thought they was going to lose that game. I said, no, they're not. They're not going to lose that one. There was no way that they were going to lose that game. Like, that was just impossible.
They seem to have a thing about beating Texas. I mean, that's one win for them. Good luck to them. But also your buddy now, FIU.
Yeah.
Put the Big Ten pressure on them.
That was his fault.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I think the games to watch this week, the one game that I'm really looking forward to is that South Carolina-Georgia game.
Yes.
That game is going to be, oh my gosh, I am not even ready for that game because, let's be honest, the running backs for Georgia have always been good, and they're going to be good in this game. But what I saw from South Carolina this past week in the passing game, I don't know what to say except,
Well, Want me to tell you what to say? You see the Bulldog, you tell them sit.
Yeah.
Sit! Because that's what they're going to do this week.
Yeah, I got South Carolina.
Yeah.
I actually got South Carolina upsetting them.
Yeah, me too.
Because I'm sorry, like, the one thing I noticed in that national championship, granted that was last year's team, but they still had the same returning starters, and I don't know if they've learned anything. But one thing I could tell you about South Carolina is they're doing it through the air. Because you know in years past, they usually do it through the run. Nah, not this time. It's through the air, baby. I got South Carolina winning 38-27.
Well, you know, I'm not going to say that they're going to win by that much. I think they will win, but it's probably going to be a 2-point game. It's probably going to, it may even go into overtime. This is going to be a close game. I'm going to say that they'll win by a field goal. Yeah, it's going to be a field goal. It's not going to be nothing bigger than a touchdown. Either way, it's 3 points either way.
Well, still, I don't know. Then there's another big game, USC Stanford.
You must be reading my mind. You're reading my mind.
USC Stanford, because when I saw that, I was like, USC had a couple of guys. You know, Sam Darnold's gone. Okay, so they lost their quarterback, but I think they're still going to be pretty good. You know, I think they're still going to be a decent football team. But Stanford, though, I don't know what it is. Stanford be pumping out some talent, mainly offensive talent. But but this talent this year, Stanford to me could find their way to the national championship. But the problem is, I'm not so sure if they can make it because of the division they're in. And that's what really stinks. I think they could run the table in the Pac-12. Because I'm sorry. Because, like, Oregon, nobody cares about them. Okay, Oregon is not the same. They haven't been the same since Chip Kelly left. Now Chip Kelly, which I find to be odd, he's the head coach of UCLA now, in which he took his first loss. So, you know, so it'll take some time for him to get, you know, some recruitment. But, I don't know. I think Stanford's just gonna dominate at home. I think they're gonna win this one, probably handily, by at least 14. So, your thoughts?
My thoughts? I'm a Trojan man. Trojans.
There you go.
USC all the way.
Okay. And there's only one other game that really kind of jumped out at me, and that's gonna be. This is where it's gonna get interesting. I like that Clemson and Texas A&M game. I actually like that one. Clemson may be number 2, but the thing about Clemson is them SEC teams always give them a fit.
You know,
always.
I don't think Clemson will lose, but the point spread, I don't think they will cover the point spread. I think it's going to be a little closer than 14 points. But this is I'm going to say, I think this is the year where you get a lot of these top 5 or top 10 teams with losses early in the season.
Right.
So, you know, and when I looked at the top 15 and I looked at Penn State, who I predicted would be number 1 before the year is over with, you know, they dropped down 3 because I guess they didn't, you know, the point spread. I mean, the points, they didn't cover the spread.
Exactly.
But, you know, so I'm looking at a lot of these top 10 teams to get some losses early in the season.
There it is. There you heard it. In the interest of time, folks, we're going to move on and we're going to talk about our very last topic that I've been waiting to talk about all day. I know it's very dear to all of our hearts. So this week, I don't know if you guys have noticed, Nike's been losing a lot of money, especially in the stock world, because of the fact that of them endorsing Colin Kaepernick, who still doesn't have a job, by the way, and who still doesn't have a job. And this is one of their campaigns that you believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. And it was part of their Just Do It campaign. And here's the thing that I have to say. I'm going to say this. This is no BS. This is no holds barred. And I'm not going to hold back. The amount of racism that we have seen in the NFL that has come since Kaepernick has started protesting, to the time when Obama got out of office, to the time when President Trump got into office, up until now, and the attacks that this man, Mr. Trump, has done on the NFL about players kneeling for the national anthem. Let me give all of you people a newsflash. It was a veteran that told this man to take a knee, because it was never a disrespect to the military. It was a never disrespect to the country. What he's protesting is the injustices that keep happening to African American men who are getting gunned down unjustly by white police officers in our streets, where we want to have the same freedoms and serve justice the same way as if it was a white American. That's all he is asking for. And it's really honestly a basic thing that is outlined in the very same Constitution that we are all supposed to abide by. And time again, the NFL, this is how the NFL is even doing its own version of racism. When you are telling players that you can't, if you kneel, you'll get fined. And then, or if you kneel, you won't play. You're effectively saying you can't voice your opinion. You can't voice your opinion because we don't want you to, because we feel some type of way, and we don't care about how you feel. We just care about how I feel and what makes me comfortable. And I just can't believe this is the justification for them trying to tell them that they can't exercise their constitutional right. And now you're actually using your institution. You're using your institution to suppress their First Amendment rights. Tell me if I'm wrong. I just want to know if I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong, Shane. I mean, it's a shame that they are allowed to do what they're doing. I mean, the Constitution states that I have a right to freedom of speech. It also states that I have a right to happiness and liberty. It states that I have a freedom of religion, to practice my religion. So if my religion says that I shouldn't worship this one nation under God, whoever the God is, then I shouldn't have to stand. Whatever the case may be, I don't think that no business, no institution should have the right to suppress the Constitution of the United States. There's something that needs to be done about that. I don't care if it's a privately owned industry not receiving any federal or state benefits, whatever the case may be. You should not have the right to suppress the United States Constitution. Absolutely not.
And what's even more sad is like there were other players who have knelt in the past. Like, I mean, Tim Tebow used to kneel all the time, but because it was for Jesus, and he was a white American, all of a sudden it was okay. It's okay he could do that. But then when the safety from the Chiefs, who took a knee in honor of his religion, who happened to be Islamic because he was Muslim, they not only fined him, but they even threatened to suspend him if he does it again. And ever since then, he hasn't done it again because obviously, but I just like the double standard, NFL. I mean, Roger Goodell. I mean, unless you want to call into this phone right here and actually have a comment on that. But as far as I'm concerned, the fact that the NFL has done institutional racism, these players need to lock out, and they need to get behind Colin Kaepernick, and which, by the way, as a shout out to Nike for endorsing Kaepernick and actually still and paying this man and still even though you are taking a huge hit, but shout out to Nike for that, because of the fact that no other sponsor would ever have done what you guys have done. So hats off to you guys for that.
Yeah, it's definitely hats off. Shout out to Nike. The thing about Nike is this: the NFL endorsements that Nike may have, I mean, they lose money, but it doesn't hurt them.
Right.
So these are the NFL. I think what is happening is this: Nike is saying, you know what? Yeah, we like to do business with you, but you're wrong. And you know what? You're not bigger than us, so we're going to stand up to you. Let's fight. And more organizations need to do this. I mean, we need to get together. It needs to be a movement. These things cannot happen. You let these things happen on this level that it's on now, what's going to be next?
Exactly.
You know, you got to think about, you know, how things change, how the world changes, and if it's changing not for the good, then we need to stop it and correct it before that change becomes even worse.
And it's just really unfortunate that we still have to talk about the same problems in today's world. But ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time, and I thank all of you for being a little bit patient. Today we had a little bit of technical difficulties to begin with today, but it's all good. And thank you to Tez. We really appreciate you, my brother, for calling into the show. And definitely good luck to you on your next fight. And shout out to all the guys who are about to play this next week. This upcoming NFL week. So it's gonna be really great. I'm glad that football season's back, and then boxing is gonna be great. So happy about that. Folks, go to the Facebook viewer group, No BS No Holds Barred Sports Talk Show viewer group. I want you to follow us our blog on blog at No BS No Holds Barred Talk. It's a sports talk. I think it's sportstalk.blogspot.com. And then I want you to follow me on social media. Insane underscore Shane 29 underground SB 29 Shiz underscore 29 No BS No Holds Barred. On Instagram, Underground Sports LLC.blogspot.com, and then also Shane Hector on Facebook. Mr. Unregulated, your social media, sir.
If you would like to follow me, Mr. Unregulated, follow me to the bar and grab me a beer. You can follow me at FatherDaddy3 on Instagram, or you can go to Facebook and simply put my name in, put Dana Tennant, and it'll open up a world of unexpected things.
And then, folks, if you want to advertise with the show, contact us at undergroundsportsllc@gmail.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Unregulated, No BS, No Holds Barred Sports Talk Show. We are out of the building.
We don't
Peace.
play. We ain't